Is the federal government naive about foreign government activity on Canadian soil?
I think I think all governments should kind of keep each other accountable. So like here, governments in North America, we should be trying to, like the governments in China, we should be keeping them in check. I think it should be everyone making sure everyone else is doing what they should be doing and not doing what they shouldn't.
There's probably some degree of governments being naive in the sense that they are pretty certain that they have the edge on China. But once you see what's going on in there, you realize that China is far more advanced than anywhere else. Therefore, I don't think that the governments really understand China that well.
I think all nations need to be worried about that. I mean, the United States has the CIA and a lot of these other black op organizations, and it's just another branch of something like that where you need to be able to police the people that are here and not have a foreign entity policing those people.
It's just, I feel like you should be very aware of what foreign governments are doing in your own country. It's like, just look at the States and the influence that Russia supposedly had on elections and whatever else. Like, if you're not doing the things for the people of your country, what are you doing?
I think most governments are. I think sovereignty dictates that we turn a blind eye to it. We like to think we're masters of our own destiny. And so I think most governments struggle with the fact that there are things going on that they're blissfully unaware of. And I think our government's no exception to that.
I think we're too nice. We're naive.
Okay. Why do you say that?
There's too much stuff going on. Like, that should have been checked a long time ago. So, yeah, we're too naive.
I don't think they're that misinformed. I think they have their ears open and eyes, and they have people researching things. So I think it's okay.
Depends on the country. I think that in the West in general, there's a lot of retroactive fear of Russia as our main enemy, and I think it's taking some time to realize that politically it's more China as our main threat in terms of influence. And I think that there are a lot of foreign actors who seek to, have a lot of influence on Canadian soil, and it's there's a lot of multi-pronged threats, but I don't think I think they can be exaggerated in the wrong ways a lot of the time.
Well, I think the politicians perhaps are a little naive, but certainly some of the MPs that have been affected are not. My concern about the foreign inquiry is there's a lot of U.S. influence and activity going on in this country, and we don't seem to care. We're quite happy to be a colony of the U.S.
Quite possibly. I think they've maybe been a little slow on the pickup with just how advanced all kinds of technology is and that kind of thing. So I think they are a little naive and a little too trusting, and that's nice up to a point, but not to the point where you're taken advantage of and you don't know really what the true situation is. So I think they need to be a lot more on the ball on that. And that being said, Trudeau did make the statement about the Indian interference with the assassination here, and it was of course mocked that he was ridiculous, whereas now other countries are saying the same thing. So I think they have a mixed record there, but they really need to pick up the slack on it for sure.
We have people in those positions that look after our well-being. I'm sure they have the answers. And if it was something that we had to be really concerned with, they would have taken care of it already, and we would have found about it. Government is going to hide things like that, I'm sure. I hope not.
I don't think there's any doubt about the fact that that's going on, mainly perpetrated by the Chinese, but probably also Russia as well. And who knows who else. So yeah, I think the feds are naive about it.
They might be a little bit, but I actually don't think they are, because I think they are getting certain intelligence that we all don't have. So I hope their information is better than mine.
Yeah, I don't know if they're naive or they're having to be circumspect about what they share in the public venue. So I suspect it's the latter. And for security reasons, I can understand that that's not something they're able to really be altogether transparent about.
It's really hard to comment on that as an outsider because I am not privy to what CSIS would be doing and what the agencies that are responsible for that are doing. I think with the move to a public inquiry, some of those questions will be answered, but at this point it's really hard to make a judgment on it. We are living in a world that has shifted and changed so much in terms of social media and disinformation and so on that I think probably some of that has caught all governments off guard. And yeah, that's an excellent question. But I don't have the clarity at this point to be able to say yes or no.